It's hot out. We're working on the Datsun today. Let's get started. Welcome everyone. So what I'm going to be going over today, I'm going to be moving a few things and explaining some things, talking about a couple things, but a little bit less of that. I want to kind of clean this engine bay up because all this garbage wiring over here, and yeah, I had some issues with the battery terminal, so I had to take that off. I actually want to mount like a power strip deal. Don't know exactly what they're called, but something that would mount and I could just run power from it, like battery to it, and then yeah, instead of just having to deal with all this. I do need to grab a fitting off of another engine today because this piece down here, so off the coolant, can't think of it right now, but this piece I want to go straight through with a new fitting instead of having it teed off, because this goes to a temperature probe. Yeah, not the best work, but it used to go to the intake manifold where it would heat up the intake for who knows why. But I want to kind of clean this up a little bit and make it look better, and probably look at some gauges in here as we're going to do now. I also want to fix this because it just looks terrible, and the whole goal in the long run is to have aftermarket gauges, but for now we're keeping the original cluster in here. Mounted attack, which need to wire it in still, and it's not very good. I have a temperature gauge here that I need to put this back in, but there's one here, and that's the one that goes to the line that I just showed you, and a few other things. And I know this is a lot of ands. I'm going to try and put the boost gauge somewhere later, and a narrowband. That's all it tells me if it's rich or lean or if it's close. Don't really have a good place to put it yet, but you know, there we go. So bear with me real quick. This right here that goes right there shows the volts, the oil pressure, and it has a clock. So I have a voltmeter, I have an oil pressure gauge, and mind you, this one doesn't work right now. And do I actually need a clock? Maybe not. So what I was thinking was, if I could just do a plate right here, and either, I don't think weld it in, but just get it set in there, bolted in, then I could have like boom, 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 4 gauges right there. And I don't use it. Okay, the car doesn't have AC. I know that a lot of people already know that. And this right here, probably not gonna do too much. Still has a heater core and everything, but I mean, and the heat still works and everything. I mean, it still blows too. So I think that might be a good idea. We'll find out though. I apologize for not being able to show you this because somehow I lost my tripod, but that's now missing, and that now kind of fits in there. The only issue is that I'd like to have it a little bit sideways, but that doesn't soothe my OCD. This doesn't either, but I just want this to kind of be done so I can have gauges that can actually sort of function. This is going to be temporary, but this is to get it drivable and safe. So I'm going to paint this, probably. Either I'm going to cut it out first or paint it first. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I also need to measure how big the gauges are, which I'm pretty sure they're like 2 and something, but I'm going to look for some calipers to do that with. Real quick, though. I know I'm saying a lot because I'm thinking, too. In the last video where we took the Cobalt Racing, I made a mistake in that. There was... And it just makes me feel stupid. In that, there was a part where some dude's like, I just want to know what the hell's that thing on the trunk lid for? And for some reason, so the car has the chopped fingers on the gas door. For some reason, I thought he meant gas door because I wasn't thinking. Well, Boomer don't know what downforce is, so I'm like, it stands for chopped. And yeah, I just afterwards felt like a moron because of that. So I'm gonna look for this. I'll get back. Quick update on everything. I did not find what I was looking for. However, I did find the measurement for them. They're like 2 and, well, they're pretty much 2-inch, but if I can get a 2-inch hole saw, which I sent someone for, or at least asked if they could get me one or bring me one. So that is on hold for now, and some other things are on hold for now because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I'm not going to put that in yet because I want to drill it first, obviously. I'm not going to wire in any gauges yet because there's still a couple of things I need to wait for. Pretty much everything right now is on hold again. So I will say that, going to a different topic, don't leave your dash all bare like that because that is my meat. And I just like ran my knee into that, and now I'm not bleeding. Oh, I am actually. I won't show that. Yeah, don't do it. It just hurts. And just like that, call me Britney Spears because I did it again. I got really nothing else to do on the car today. I will update everyone on the intercooler situation. I do have a big ol' intercooler to go in here. And the current plan is to do a 2 to 2.5 inch coupler off the turbo, 90 it, probably shoot it down a little bit over here, and there's only so much that I can take it over there because of the headlight, so probably cut in right about here, take it across, mount the intercooler about in this location so it can be across there, but go in one side, come out the other, and go straight back in front of the radiator support and back to the throttle body. The only issue is that I'm going to still have to deal with the intake for the turbo and the things like trying to route this back and back in. So that's just something that might have to be dealt with, but that's going to happen a little bit later. Future plans for this, I plan to relocate the battery. Don't know where to just quite yet, and I know it's kind of a big task, but it's going to happen. I want to do a catch can off the valve cover. I need to look into it some more just because, but for routing purposes and where it should go. But I want to do that. I want to clean up the engine bay. Maybe if I ever have to take this out, which will happen in the future, I might paint it, but that's not a priority at this moment. So that's it. And I don't know what else to say. I'll dive into a little bit different things quick. The car that's behind me currently and now is in front of me. It's going to stay here for a little bit. I have plans coming up with specifically just the fender soon. It might be a couple days, it might be a week or two before I have that video in the works, but it's still sitting away. I need to finish a couple things on it to get it to run, and, well, that's all I can say for now. The Silverado, which is just creeping back here, I haven't worked on it, but it still runs. I actually moved it the other day. The 240, we have an engine and transmission that I need to put into it, that I still haven't done that yet. It's been a little bit of slow work. So, that's the current situation for some vehicles. I also might have another video coming out soon of a new vehicle. Not mine, but something cool nonetheless. So right at the end of this, I want to apologize because there's not much that I did today, sadly. But I wanted to try and challenge myself, because I wanted to try and make a video and edit it all in the same day and post it at least tonight or the next day. Right now it is July 16th. Tomorrow is a special day, and I hope to have the video out by then at the least. So, that's what this pretty much was. Besides me trying to get a little bit of work done, which didn't go the way I wanted it to, that's what I wanted to do. So, I'm going to end this video off there. Stay tuned for more content soon, sooner than later, and hopefully we'll get the gauges in that working, get the thing drilled and all that magnificent trash. So, maybe that could be like my life motto, magnificent trash. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video.